I think I'm kind of living my dream life. Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. I could do with a bit of the change of scenery, even though I already come to the office to change the scenery. But sometimes, things just get really stuffy and suffocated inside the office. I've had such a busy morning. I had my kind of yearly review with my line manager. We got to kind of unpack on a few things that emerged from last year. One of which obviously being like my workload issues. You've been hearing me saying here and there anyway about like kind of my work-life balance as my main theme of this year, how to kind of come up with a system that help myself managing work. I'm looking to work with a career coach. I'm going to have my first session this Friday. I still love my role. I still love this job, and that should be the North Star. And I still see so much potential in this role. You have to see potential in yourself. You have to see the potential in your growth. Enough with the yapping, but I'm very excited for you to join me for a few days, just a busy work week. I don't know how this week's gonna be like. Hopefully that I'll get to stay productive and at the same time have that right balance between work and life and, eating healthy and, progressing with my health and fitness goals. Just kept thinking about what I said when I, felt like I see potential in this role. But I'm not trying to be like romanticizing my job without, acknowledging that there are also people who actually hate their job. That's why I have such a almost like stuck in kind of dilemma. But I guess I feel rewarded and I feel grateful for being able to have this opportunity to work, just to basically do what I do now. And this kind of made me again think of when I had my previous career coach. I don't remember how the conversation came about, but I think it was something similar to like she asked me what would be my dream life, like what does it look like. And then I said to her, I actually felt like I'm living my dream life now because, I came to the UK, I studied what I wanted to study, I kind of almost like built myself into the version that I really proud and really, really like. And maybe, it was the vision that I had all along, even though I couldn't quite name it or put the finger on it. And, she said to me, it is good to know that, I'm living my dream life and whatever challenges that I'm experiencing and going through right now is just a part of that dream life. And I think that's such a very powerful statement that still stay with me. And it got me thinking again that actually, I think I'm kind of living my dream life. I guess I'm not always happy. I'm a very stressed, and I always feel like I need to kind of improve and need to go and need to kind of develop and find something else better to do. I'm like that, but I still, I'm now mature and old enough to, I guess, acknowledge that bad days happen, and that's still a part of a dream life. And I think that is such a good lens and good like framing. I don't want to say like romanticizing your life, because we don't have to always make it romantic. It definitely gonna look different to other people, but do you feel content or somewhat content, and you feel like what you do is still resonate with your values and the purpose in your life? If that is the case, and if you're doing absolute best, then I'm sure that you're also living your dream life too. And if not, then what else can you do to bring yourself closer to that vision that you have of your dream life? I guess as long as you feel like you feel valued and you feel seen, I think to me that's already a very, just like a foundation of living your good life, is that you feel seen and you feel valued by people around you, people you meet and people you work with. And guys, let me show you something new that, that makes my life, I'm not sure if it's better, but so I finally got myself a walking pad. Got it from the marketplace. The weather has been so bad, and I felt like, I could do with some more steps. And I don't always feel safe like walking outside, at dawn, especially when it's quite dark. So it is midweek, and to be honest, I didn't meal prep anything. I've been waiting for this banana to ripe, and look at how spotty that is. What I've wanted to make is the chocolate bounty baked oats, and this is also the recipe from Emma Peterson. I love her. She's like baked oat queen. It feels so silly to have dinner this early. It's not even like 4:30, but because I have my acupuncture appointment at 6, by the time that I finish my appointment, then I won't have time to sit down and eat proper meal, because then that's just like too close to dinner time. So I'm having dinner now. I hope that I recover soon, so then I don't have to go weekly for months, because it costs a lot of money. That's why I have to scale back on so many things. Total nightmare. There's roadworks all across here. There's nowhere that I can get it, and there's no way that I can get that. The only way for me to get that is to walk, and it takes me an hour. There's a match here. The train's not working. Buses obviously on diversion. This is impossible, so I have to come home and having a visa appointment for Schengen countries, which is very exciting, but it makes me anxious every time. Okay, I'm just back home. I don't feel like cooking and I don't think I have much time. I'm gonna have leftovers. Thankfully we have a sparkle kind of bolognese sauce left. It is a bit of a weird day and turned out to be a bit of a weird week for some reasons. Even though I was quite pleased that the Schengen visa appointment went well, I just feel surprisingly, very tired. In fact, tomorrow I'm taking a day off and Monday off as well, so I'm gonna have a longer weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. But overall, a very positive week, I guess. Feeling quite hopeful, from my review. That's why I think, having a career coach, which I'm gonna have the first session tomorrow, will be very helpful, I guess, to kind of zoom out and have a look at the bigger picture and try not to basically get persuaded, from compliments and good feedback that I receive. Once I hear like compliments and see that I'm valued, and then I just feel like, okay, fine, everything is fine. A couple of months later, then I feel grumpy again. Yeah, enough yapping about work. I still reflect that I'm still living my dream life. The feeling of like, the discomfort and the feeling that, something is not quite right is a part of me evolving into something else, just embracing the unknown and fully embrace whatever journey that I am becoming something and growing. But that's why I feel like maybe that's how I should reframe this kind of like my weekly work and life vlog. Maybe calling it like living my dream life is not 100% accurate because I also work very hard. So maybe I'm come up with something else, like I don't know, like dream hard, work harder. I don't know, something along this line. I feel like that could be very interesting, just to have a whole theme of basically just life in my 30s. That is a bit more, I guess, exciting and accurate. But that's bolognese sauce with lots of spinach. And with that, I think it's time for me to close this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope I kept you a good company. Hopefully like some of my reflections also like resonate with you or inspired you, but let me know in the comments. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me this week, and I'll see you in my next vlog very soon. Bye! It's a nice bolognese sauce.